Here is your first look at a retail and fake pair of the Yeezy Qntm. Can you tell any difference between these two? Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another comparison video between two pairs of Yeezy Qntm. This shoe came out quite a while ago and was very limited release, but then they decided to do a general release and this is how I picked them up. So the retail pair is this one here, which is purchased from Offspring, as you can tell by the label there. So before I get into this video, I'd like to give a big thank you to Legitmark, who are the sponsors of today's video. Legitmark is the standard for sneaker authentication and is the safest and secure place to get your sneakers legit checked. So I've left a link in the description of where you can do that. So if we're going to break down the two pairs, we may as well look at the boxes straight away. And from first appearance, they're practically exactly the same from above. I would actually say the retail box is in worse condition than that of the replica box, but that's just my opinion. If we take a look at the labels, I'll give you a close-up of this now. You can see from the labels that the text on the fake one is slightly larger than that of the retail one, and obviously the retail one is based on a UK release, whereas the replica one is obviously based on a US release. Obviously the labels look slightly different, but the main difference to note is actually the font sizing and positioning around the label. But that is actually pretty much it for the boxes, which is kind of scary now. They've practically perfected these and I've almost got them identical. So we'll open it up and take a look at the shoes themselves. So we'll open up the fake one first. So here is the fake one. It does come with no wrapping over the top of the shoes. I think it's at the bottom of the box. It comes with a fake pair of off-white socks, which is just kind of throw in as a free gift. And then, I don't know if you can see this, but on this side of the box, they have like an anti-mold chip. It's because it gets shipped all the way from China and they don't want the shoe getting molded, going all rotten, I guess. So now we'll open up the retail one. As you can see, paper comes completely wrapping over the shoe. Open it up. Here is your first look at a retail and fake pair of the Yeezy Qntm. Can you tell any difference between these two? So here are the two shoes, and I've got to say, they're very, very close indeed. There isn't too much differences, but I will now go in this video and break down some of the ones that you should look for when you're trying to purchase an authentic pair. So if we take a look at the left shoe to start with, if we look towards the toe box, and I'll give you a close-up of this, the suede material towards the toe box is slightly longer on the fake pair compared to the retail one. And if you look at the shape of them from up above, you can see that there are differences in shape too. The curve of the retail one is much more symmetrical than that of the fake one. The fake one isn't quite as curved as that on the retail one. When looking at it from the side, you can see that there are a number of different materials used in the pattern itself. But one thing that I have noticed, especially in studio lighting, is actually that the grey knit going along the sides is much darker on the retail one, comparing that to the fake. But I don't even know if that's going to show up in this certain lighting. But there is a difference in colour for the grey stitching. If I also give you a close-up of the actual mesh on the side, We can see that the perforation holes in the mesh on the fake one are also a tiny bit larger than that of the retail one, but that is actually very hard to see. The only reason I can actually see this is because the 3M underneath is actually coming through a lot clearer on the fake pair than it is on the retail pair. Looking towards the back of the shoe and actually at the heel pattern here where it splits, you can see that the bottom part here is a silver-like material. If you compare this retail to fake, you can see that the actual fake one, the silver material, isn't quite the same. And to keep into consideration, both of these are dead stock and have not been worn, so should be no sign of wear on the actual heel itself. Another thing to note, and it may just be because of the US and UK release, but on the fake one, the tags are actually attached to the left shoe, whereas on the retail one, the tags were attached to the right shoe. So that is just something to note. Turning the shoe over and taking a look at the underside, you can see that there are differences in color of the sole. On the retail one, it's a slightly lighter color going along the bottom, whereas on the replica one, and you can see this coming towards the toe point here, it is a darker gum kind of colored sole. Also sticking to the bottom of the shoe, if you take a close-up of the Boost, as I'll show you here, you can see that the actual Boost material is a lot shinier on the fake one once again, but obviously with a few wears, this will be pretty much undistinguishable. In terms of overall quality of the shoe, I have to say I'm very, very impressed. There are no glue stains at all around the shoe, and all the stitching is practically perfect. Even the covered stitching going around the top of the anklet, there is no difference whatsoever, which is pretty impressive indeed. I have to say on the right pair of the fake ones, there is a slight misalignment between the pattern of the upper and the heel. However, I have seen this happen on certain retails, so I wouldn't pay too much close attention to that. This was a telltale sign of fakes, but when they do a global release, there are going to be some QC errors. If we take out the paper from the inside of the retail one and then compare that to that of the fake, wow, they've practically got this spot on as well. There may be slight color differences and shape. Obviously the shape's going to change depending on how they stuff it in the shoe, but there's no difference here once again. They've done a really good job of these. So this was just a quick review and comparison between the Qntm fakes here and the retail pair. The main telltale signs to look for is the suede material towards the toe and the shape of the V, as well as the gum sole underneath, as there is a different color difference which is clear in person. But other than that, I'm scared to say these look identical from afar. The sizing is exactly the same. I have tried both pairs on and there is no difference there at all. But I have to say the retail pair is still slightly comfier. I don't know what it is, but I think they haven't quite got the Boost material spot on. So the retail one is still a lot comfier to wear. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you do like this video. As you can see, they are very close. So if you are trying to buy an authentic pair, please use a reliable source or check out Legitmark in the link below. But thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, like the video, and hope you have a great day.